This is the Grade 4 Mission 4 overview for Zearn Math. If you're using Eureka materials, it's the Module 4 overview. Title is Construct Lines, Angles, and Shapes. It's geometry. Central focus is lines, rays, and angles. This is a medium priority mission. Medium priority, of course, means if you need to buy some time, this is the time to do it. If you have time to do the full unit, you just get through it like one lesson a day, move through it quickly, and use all of your extra fluency time to work on prior skills. The progression in this mission starts with an introduction to points, lines, line segments, and rays, which are the basic building blocks for geometry. It develops an angle, but using two rays. They're introduced to the right, obtuse, and acute angles, so different classifications for angles. They explore relationships between pairs of lines, particularly perpendicular lines. Seems likely they would go through parallel, but I'm not 100% sure. They use a circular protractor to measure and draw angles. The only time I've ever seen the circular protractor is on CMAS. The half protractor would be perfectly fine, but if you got the circular, it certainly doesn't hurt. Moving forward, they will almost exclusively use just the normal protractor when they do geometry projects from middle school and on up. And they reason about adjacent angles by finding unknown or missing angles based on other information. So they'll actually do some multi-digit addition and subtraction operations within these lessons. And at the end, they focus on lines of symmetry. The prerequisite skills required or that should be continually worked on are multiplication facts and multi-digit multiplication and division operations. Since this is a medium priority mission, use all of the extra fluency time you have to drill these things, not working on what's in the core. What will be addressed in the core somewhat is multi-digit addition and subtraction with the missing angle measurement problems, so some of that will already be in there. The foundational goal to me, the thing that moves forward that you would want all kids to understand from this mission is symmetry. So breaking up objects so that they have symmetry. This is a very highly visual aspect of fractions and fractional thinking, so I think it's pretty important moving forward. What doesn't go away are those aspects of math that are enduring, and they are the things that students don't necessarily retain long term. Some students will always have these, it seems like. Others, which is the majority of students, if you don't continue to work on math aspects, they will deteriorate or disappear so deeply into long-term memory that they're difficult to retrieve. So by continuing to work on multi-digit operations and fact fluencies from all prior grades, it just teases those and keeps them closer to more retrievable from long-term memory. So continue to work on all those things. And by now you don't have to like addition and subtraction, multi-digit fluencies. With standard algorithms, you need to do it occasionally. And in fact, what's included already in the lessons in this mission, if you were to do it fully, would be enough review. Continue to push division. As you work on division problems, continue to focus on grouping aspects of division. And when you're working on multiplication and division, multi-digit fluencies. And then, of course, all fact fluency, so all single-digit fact fluency needs to be repeated for the rest of their lives. Special notes, so if you have struggling learners, these are things you could focus on. Actually, if you have struggling learners in a medium priority mission, you could really buy some time here for you to, by turning over, maybe you turn over some of the instruction to Zearn. This would be a great use of Zearn. A lot of these things will be presented really well on Zearn, and the visual components of Zearn might even be better than what could be reproduced in a classroom in some cases. So it's perfectly acceptable to turn some of this over to Zearn so that you can spend some of your direct instructional time with students who need to work on prior skills, students who are particularly low and need some more direct instruction. We're talking about students who just additional practice isn't cutting it. They just need some more help from you. We're always trying to find time to work with those kids. This would be an ideal time. And if you really need to cut this short, I think this mission or module could be accomplished with some fun activities. You wouldn't have to teach every single lesson to accomplish the standards. For instance, the geometry aspects, just have students draw them. Have pictures of lines, angles, rays, points on the wall labeled so students are looking at them every time they walk into your room and reference them often, because the visual aspects of long-term memory are much stronger than any other aspects of long-term memory. So if they see them every day, they're going to commit them to memory quickly. Use the ST math components that align with this. Make sure they get those done, even if you had to completely cut it out, which, for instance, in this year of the pandemic, might be a time you have to cut this considerably shorter, even out, to cover more important aspects. You could still have students work through this content in ST Math, and it would probably suffice. This would be a great time to bring in the art teacher and have them help you with some of this, because these would be really fun I think they would be fun anyway, for kids to take these aspects of geometry and draw things. They could draw symmetry. If they're really drawing it using that kinesthetic and visual, then they're going to retain this stuff really quickly, and they're going to keep it for a really long time. So see if that art teacher won't play along with you. Have some fun with math.